Obsessions and Possessions, the Science of Spiritual Influence. Kardec teaches that obsessions are the persistent action of lower spirits on the incarnated, aimed at disturbing, dominating, or taking revenge. These spirits act through mental and paraspiritual fluids, which combine with those of the obsessed, forming an intense vibratory connection. There is no devil nor eternal punishment. There are only disembodied human beings still attached to passions and illusions of matter, who influence those with whom they share affinity. Obsession can vary in intensity. Simple, when there is mild mental influence, manifested as strange thoughts or sudden discouragement. Fascination, when the spirit dominates reasoning and makes the obsessed believe in illusory ideas. Subjugation, when the spirit partially takes control of the body or will. Each degree results from the fluidic tuning between both, because without moral affinity, there is no lasting connection. Quantum physics offers a valuable analogy. Every vibration seeks resonance. Similarly, thoughts and emotions create frequencies that attract spirits in harmony. The lower spirit does not enter the body, but attaches paraspiritually, projecting its fluids onto the nervous system and the mental field of the incarnated. The paraspirit functions like a quantum antenna, absorbing, amplifying, and retransmitting waves of energy and thought. Modern neuroscience confirms that the brain is highly sensitive to subtle emotional and mental stimuli. Repetitive thoughts, feelings of guilt, anger, or fear generate neural patterns that, on the spiritual plane, correspond to dense vibrations, conducive to obsession. The obsessed spirit acts by reinforcing these patterns, and the incarnated, through tuning, feeds them, forming an energy feedback loop. Breaking this cycle requires inner change, prayer, mental vigilance, and moral elevation. Kardec teaches that the cure for obsession is, above all, a work of moralization. Lower spirits cannot withstand the vibratory environment of sincere prayer, charity, and purity of intention. The medium or the incarnate possessed must strive to elevate their thoughts, forgive, serve, and love, replacing fear with trust in God. Obsession naturally ceases when the affinity that sustains it ceases. In possessions, the obsessed spirit not only influences, but temporarily replaces the will of the incarnate, acting on their body with intensity. However, there is no fusion or absolute domination. The obsessed spirit merely imprints on the incarnate's paraspirit, using their vital centers as instruments. This phenomenon is temporary and reversible, and its liberation depends on the joint work of mediums, prayers, and moral magnetization. Contemporary psychology recognizes states of dissociation of consciousness that resemble, in part, possession. Meanwhile, Spiritism goes beyond. It explains that in these cases, there is real spiritual interference, not just psychological. The two dimensions, psychic and spiritual, coexist and interact. Integral therapy must, therefore, treat the human being as body, mind, and spirit, balancing the three levels of life. The physics of consciousness proposes that every mind is an information field that interacts with other fields. Obsession is, in this sense, a phenomenon of interference of mental fields. Moral and emotional tuning determines whether the interaction will be harmonious or destructive. Therefore, the education of thoughts and feelings is the true spiritual shield, and inner reform, the highest form of energetic self-defense. Spiritual passing, prayer, and the study of the gospel function as processes of fluidic reorganization. The mind in prayer raises its frequency and repels dense waves. The vibration of love, being the highest energy in the universe, dissolves the bonds of obsession and frees both the obsessed and the obsessor. In Spiritism, to heal is to free and clarify, and all true liberation is also an act of love. Kardec emphasizes that we should neither hate nor fear the obsessive spirits. They are ignorant brothers who need light and forgiveness. True spiritual victory is not about expelling them, but guiding them to regeneration. Charity is the supreme remedy because it transforms the persecutor into an ally and erases hatred through the power of compassion. Understanding obsessions and possessions is understanding the science of moral vibrations. No one is defenseless victim. Each being attracts the influences that their mind and heart permit. When the spirit learns to love, it frees itself from shadow and radiates light. If this reflection brought you understanding and serenity, share it. Because understanding obsessions and possessions is recognizing that the mind is the temple and love is the key to spiritual liberation.